Arratsaldeon guztioi eta ongi etorriak zinemaldira. Buenas tardes, bienvenidas y bienvenidos al Festival de Cine de San Sebastián. Good afternoon and welcome to the San Sebastian Film Festival. Today we are going to have a coffee with Sameala, director of the short film I'm Afraid to Forget Your Face, a film produced in Egypt, France, Belgium and Qatar. The film is part of the competition Zabaltegui Tabacalera. Thank you very much, Sameala, for being here. And let's start. Yesterday, you talked about your film as a road movie, and I like a lot this idea of road movie. Can you explain a little more about this comparison?
Yeah, I actually worked with the idea of a road movie since my first film, because I'm always obsessed with the idea of going on the road and having a specific goal and what you go through this road, because I think actually most of the films, it's kind of a road, even if it doesn't take place on the road, but still like how the character is changing through what he's facing on the road. But I prefer so much like to see this transformation during the road itself while you're following the character. So I can describe my first short films as road movies, I think.
The film is located somewhere in Egypt, maybe Cairo. I like a lot how you mix tradition and contemporary life, like technology, that mobile phone, no, that appears at the beginning. What Egypt, what aspect of your country did you want to portray in the film?
I wanted to stay true to a lot of things in the society in terms of locations, how the people look like, and everything, like you feel that it's totally an Egyptian environment and so on. But at the same time, because of the idea that I lived in different countries and my studies was like, I studied German literature and I studied different things that affected so much my way of writing and even my taste. And I don't stop myself for trying things from other cultures as well, because it affected me so much. And yeah, I think this is the reason why I'm mixed between a lot of things. But what I care about the most is to have authenticity on the society and to show it as true as possible. Yeah.
Let's talk now about the format. First of all, the election of 16 millimeters. I think that it's 16.
Sorry?
16 millimeters.
Yeah.
And after, and second, the proportion of the canvas, the 4:3 proportion.
Yeah.
Why did you elect these two ways of approaching?
Yeah, I think I chose this idea of having a 4:3 mainly for two reasons. The first reason was a dramatic reason where I wanted to see the character constantly, he's in danger while you see a lot of people around him and he can get caught any moment. So I wanted to have the frame as small as possible where you see him in it. So I needed this closeness to have this tension more on him, to feel that he's stuck between a lot of things and in danger constantly, while nothing really going to affect him, hopefully. But the other reason was like a production reason, but I already didn't discuss it with anyone, but I knew that I wanted a lot of extras on the street and at home and so on. So in terms of production, I cannot get a lot of people, so to close the frame, to make it smaller, so you need less people and less production. Yeah.
And what about the sound? Because we have a lot of off-screen sounds. The sounds of the city, the landscape of the city. How you work the sound design of the short film?
Yeah, I think one of the directors that affected me so much is Bresson, the French one, and especially in the sound part, I admire a lot his work and so on. And while I'm writing the script, I always write the scene, what we see and also what we hear. Both of them are the same importance for me, and I would like to use both at the same level because it's a audio-visual art where both of them need to be very effective. But we have something also in my culture, like we talk a lot about this idea that sound is more effective than image. So for me, it's very important than the image itself. So it needs to be worked a lot on to give the real emotion or the emotion that you want to give to the audience.
Now another idea, very important in the film, the idea of hiding, to hide the identity. How you work with the main actor, because he's undercover the most part of the film, and he has to appear like someone who is not him under that black dress, and how you work like the gestures and the body language with him.
Maybe I will talk first about the idea of the costume and so on. So I tried it myself first before I tried with him, and I couldn't imagine in 2 months or 1 month after the shooting that all of us was obliged to somehow dress up like the main character. But it was pretty tough. I dressed up this clothes one day, and I went to my parents without saying anything to them, and we made a joke and we laughed, but still it was hard for me just to stay there for 3-4 minutes. It was pretty hot, but now I'm experienced, I'm good. But for the actor, I think because it's his first film and so on, he was very excited. He even took the costume with him home after, and he was trying it, and he was really dedicated. He never made me feel that he's feeling tired or whatsoever. And he told me my grandma was wearing always this type of clothes, and I was sometimes putting it on me, so I felt it was going well. Like we didn't have really any problem in terms of he was suffering or anything. Of course, it was a bit hot, but I chose to shoot in the winter, so we don't have any problem. He was the warmest person on set, you can say that.
And I like a lot how you work with him, the gestures of the body.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, maybe I can say more about this idea that I'm always somehow obsessed with the idea of body language in the scene. It's also one of the things that I focus a lot on, as much as the sound. What is the body position of you at this moment? Are you when you are sad, when you are worried, when you are this? And I feel this is more important than even dialogue, to see how your body positioning. So I'm happy and glad that you...
Yeah, I love it, yeah. Let's continue talking about some direction decisions you take. For example, camera movements. There are 2 very important camera movements towards the character at the beginning and in the end. I read about your DP, Georgios Balsamis, and how you work together in these type of decisions.
Yeah, I actually like Yorgos is a very good friend of mine, and he had great input in the film. And I think for the zoom scene, it wasn't intended while I'm working even in the pre-production to be this extreme. It was intended, like I knew that I wanted to do somehow a zoom, because it was for 2 reasons. Actually, one of them is a censorship reason. I'm not sure if I should proceed talking about that. But the other reason was like, it was like a turning point for me in the story. And that's why I wanted like to have a bit of a zoom. But then when I went on set and I started to do the zoom, and then we couldn't really make it in the best way possible. And then I said to the guy, keep going until I tell you stop. So he kept going and going, and I never told him to stop, because I found that it's perfect to just keep going all the way till the end. So I think this was the reason I did it.
We talk about sound, but we can now talk about music, the importance of the music and the lection you make of that song. Yeah. What can you tell us about the song?
Yeah, I had a lot of discussions about the song, because the movie is Egyptian, and a lot of people were saying to me, the film is Egyptian, you should use something different, even use ambient, but to use this type of song with this way, it's not going to work. But I saw a lot of decisions I make while I'm making film is based on emotional reasons. Like when I just feel it, I'm going for it. But also for the choice of this song, the person that I based the film on, she somehow liked this song so much. And not this one, this is a cover of the original one. But I found it a very good reason because the whole film is made for her, to have also this song at the end as a closing, but I felt it worked, and some people say that worked as well, so it makes me happy.
It works, yeah. The film was selected in the official competition at Festival de Cannes, but finally the festival was cancelled because of the corona. How do you feel as filmmaker this strange period we are living on?
Yeah, I think it's pretty hard period for all of us in terms of having this virus. But to have this selection, it was like having this contradiction feelings between being excited and being disappointed and also afraid from what's happening around the world and so on. Didn't want to be super selfish. But for me, the recognition or recognizing the film was already for me more than enough. And the same for San Sebastian. When they say, okay, we have the film part of the list, I was super happy. Even I wasn't sure I was going to make it to here or not, but still was very happy that there is people is going to see it sooner or later, because once you get recognized from these type of festivals, I'm sure even if we couldn't make it this year, maybe next year or the year after, people will be interested to watch this film. So it was a good adventure.
And yesterday was the first time you saw it in the big screen.
Yeah.
How you feel it?
It was a bit stressy because I don't know, like I always show it to close friends and so on, but I never show it really to this amount of people. And all of them is wearing masks as well, so I couldn't, like, normally I look at people, how they're reacting and so on, but yesterday it was impossible to do that. But the idea that I see the film for the first time with the sound and image, even I know it by heart, was an amazing experience. Especially your cinema, like the cinema screen I was just telling you, and the sound was pretty good. Like I was very excited and watched the film and I enjoyed it so much. Yeah.
And what do you think about combining in the same section, in Zabaltegui Tabacalera, short films and feature films? That it work for you? And do you believe in the short format as a complete format?
I think because I'm coming from a literature background, I was always like, there is a lot of writers that I like that they write short stories, they write novels, and I think this is the best example that I can refer to in terms of short movies. I think short movies has the same importance and feature. For this competition, I never had this in any festival before with my film, that I saw that we can be at the same time with feature films, which I think it's a great recognition. We're even talking about it yesterday, that there is nothing, it's not because you are a short film, you are less important than a feature film, because both of them are different formats and you can have a story like one page that affects you as reading 600-page novel. So I really appreciate mixing them together and giving them the same importance and attention. And I believe in the future with all these acts, short film will become more cultural thing and people can watch it, and even it can be more famous than feature films. This is what I think, because time is, people will have less time and so on, so maybe short films will become something really people would like to watch. I don't know, we'll hope.
I'm going to make the last question. You are currently working in your first feature film. Can you tell us something about this new project?
Yeah, I think this project is going to take place in Egypt as well. But the only thing I can say about this film, that it's the first time for me to have, it's also a teenager, but it's the first time to have a girl as a main character. So this is the only thing I can give out now, that it's just a female character, and it's a road movie as well, but for a feature film, so more situations you will see.
Okay, so congratulations, we love it, your short film, and we hope that your next project will be success again.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. And now we are going to see some images of the film. Thank you very much. Eskerrik asko, y seguimos en el Festival de San Sebastián.
أنا نازلة. سلام.